Yes. And hey everyone,
Hey!
welcome to another RU.com's day.
Woo!
Day? The whole day? We should just record a 24-hour one day.
No, I ain't got time for that. I'm an old man. I don't have that much caffeine. There's not enough caffeine in the world for me to stay up and do a 24-hour marathon.
What if we did a 12-hour, 24-hour one?
So two back to back. You do one, I do one. We talk to nobody the whole time. It's just us talking to ourselves.
Right.
Is it
Yeah.
for charity? Would this be for charity?
Oh yeah, we could do it for some chairs.
I would do it for some chairs because and it's at an eatery,
At an eatery?
some chair eatery chairs.
Some cacciatore?
Yes. Yes, to catch my touche, which is what a chair should do.
Catcher in the Rye? What?
Hey, whatever gets them. What's that? Whatever keeps them from growing up, right? That's what that book was about, wasn't it?
I don't know. I have not read it. I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that referenced it have never read it either.
No, they just shot a politician, a very famous, or somebody of note, a celebrity.
Luffy, please don't. He just
Please
came over
don't,
here.
Luffy.
He came over here and just smacked my boob, and then he tried to knock down the phone as well. I think he's just mad that he doesn't get to be in front of the camera.
I think so. I don't usually go around.
Don't chew on my cord. Don't do that. I'm sorry that if that was very loud, but he started chewing on the cord when I was talking.
My brother had a very strange pet incident today, and it was very weird. So,
Okay.
as he was going into the bathroom, his dog was trying to get in. And so he's like, oh, no, go back. And then he went in. He used the bathroom. Spent about 10 minutes in the bathroom. Came out, and his dog was gone. Just vanished. Like left behind. And he felt like he was Kirk Cameron. And so he's like, what the heck? So he called me. And I came and we looked, and it's a small apartment. The dog was gone, just disappeared. The doors were closed. I looked in all the closets, everything. The dog was gone. We went outside. There was no way the dog got outside. It's very strange.
So it's just gone.
No. So I decided, well, this is going to be inept, but what else are you going to do? You got to, the dog's just gone. So I went into the kitchen and I opened the cabinets. And the very last cabinet, he came running out. I have no idea how he got into the kitchen cabinet.
And then closed it behind.
I closed it, but there was no sound. He wasn't making any sound because he's the size of the cabinet that he was in. So it was really like he did a magic trick. He disappeared. It was very strange. It was very strange.
Similar thing happened with Luffy where it's just like, my apartment's pretty small and, I couldn't find him. Turns out he was just sitting in a box the whole time. I don't know. I think he was sitting in the box the whole time, just watching me look for him. It was pretty funny.
It's weird when it's a dog. Like a cat, yeah.
I guess so. You're right, yeah.
With the dog, you go, do you want some treats? You walk around the house. Do you want some treats, Marshall? Huh? Not a claw mark, nothing. Just silence. It was the strangest thing.
Well, maybe he was just throwing a fit. Maybe he was mad that he didn't get to use the bathroom. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
You gotta go. Well, I think he was trying to get into the bathroom because it's butted up against the kitchen. So I think he went around and tried to dig in through the cabinet.
I see. Did you check if there was a spoon in there? Maybe he was trying to use to
spoon?
Get in.
Oh, like a prison movie. I think so. And he had a little.
Is that what that movie was called? I didn't know that movie was called The Prison Movie.
It was called The Prison Movie.
Is that like disaster movie? And
yeah.
Wait, why haven't they made? Because they're all bad.
Because they're all bad. The only one that was good was made by a different company, and it was Not Another Teen Movie.
Not Another Cheese Movie?
No, that would be a good movie, and it would be a documentary about food, but it would only be about one type of cheese that's only made in a closet. Not
I
another cheese movie. They've made movies about every other kind of cheese. Which brings me to my topic
Oh yeah.
today. What is your first memory? Has nothing to do with cheese.
No, I mean, wouldn't it have been crazy if like my first memory was going to a cheese factory?
Oh, or a Cracker Barrel.
But I've never been to either of those things.
Oh, really? Come on now.
Yeah.
You got to get to a Cracker Barrel. They'd love you there.
No, I'm good. First first memory. Oh, geez.
Mhm.
I want to say it really depends on um
On time?
on
Chronology?
music and stuff that like brings me back to uh the the memory. But I'm gonna say the last thing that I remember talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Chill out.
That cat's going to eat you.
I love you. You're so cute. You're
That
so
cat is going to devour your face
he's great.
like a
You're the
Florida
best.
man on
Ow,
death.
you're the best.
See?
Ah.
He's biting you like a werewolf.
I would say the last memory that I uh whatever mentioned was okay, I was in preschool
Mm-hmm. Before regular
and
school.
hmm?
Before regular school. That's
Before
why they
regular
call it preschool.
pre
Yeah.
the school,
Mm-hmm.
I had a uh can you not I had a Barney hat on. Okay, I was
I
wearing a
would
Barney
hear.
hat, and there were some kids
Mm-hmm.
uh making fun of me for it. And this is one of the few times that my mom actually like stuck up for me. I don't know, stuck up. What is that? Stuck up for me.
She usually sided with the bullies.
I mean, that's not entirely wrong, but no,
That's
she
right,
got
Anna. It's a stupid hat.
wow.
Who bought
Oh,
that hat for you?
sorry. No. Okay. So she stuck up for me. So they were saying like, you get a stupid hat because I was wearing a Barney hat. Okay,
Sure.
so keep in mind these were other preschoolers. Other preschoolers were saying that Barney was stupid when it's like, bruh, we don't have a lot of TV to watch. This is made for us, for our age group. It's not weird that I'm wearing some
No.
Barney merchandise.
Yeah.
And so they were laughing at me, and she was walking away when they started laughing at me. So she comes back and she just like yells at them and was just like I'm gonna talk to your parents. Didn't say whatever, didn't cuss at them, but she did say that they were like terrible children and stuff
Sure.
like
'Cause
that.
they were. They were.
That their parents got divorced because of them, and stuff like that. Oh, and then I had
That's your first memory? That's a twisted memory.
Also that very same day I had so this was all I think the very first day of preschool. So anyways, they were like quieted down. Maybe one of them cried. I don't remember. Then she left and she was like, tell the teacher if they keep making fun of you. And I'm like, got it, mom. Oh wait, no, got it, dude. Because yeah. And I also had a Sonic toy. It wasn't Sonic though. It was what's his name? I totally forgot his name.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Miles. Huh?
Oh, Miles'
Tails.
buddy. Tails.
Tails, yeah. So it was
Knuckles.
a little it was like what are they called? Happy Meal toys.
Ah.
And like you pull a thingy and it spins. So his little tails spin. It was a tailspin toy, but it wasn't tailspin toy.
No, they did that at a different
and it
time.
flew up and it went over the fence into the playground. And I'm like, oh, this is why my mom told me not to bring toys to school.
You learned a lesson.
But it was okay because then during recess I was able to grab it.
So you thought to yourself, I need to remember this, so I learned this lesson.
I guess.
Well, it's weird.
What about
Time is
you?
weird. So how do you? So this is what's weird about first memories. First of all, like, can you really truly know that you remembered it? Because what I remember is remembering the memory, and I haven't thought about it in so long that I'm remembering something from a long time ago.
Yeah, I can clearly remember like the sawdust and the fence. It was like a black
Oh,
fence.
detail.
I because maybe because that was the last thing that happened.
Yeah.
I can't remember as much like the kids and my mom. Well, I can remember my mom getting angry just because she always gets angry. But it was like more towards the end. So the last part of that memory is remembering like watching the toy just go over the fence and like my heart just sinking like my toy and then it just like hitting the sawdust and
That's funny.
like I could see the sawdust, like I can still like imagine the sawdust and just it was like I said the black fence and so the end.
But it's weird how it plays with your head. Like if you talk to a little kid and you say, do you remember going to Disneyland? And they're like, "Oh yeah, we rode on Dumbo." And it's because you have a picture and they remember seeing the picture and they don't really remember like there were two or whatever. But yeah, I don't know why it was a distinct memory for me when I was a kid. It's kind of fuzzy around the edges, all the things that become cliche in art, like in movies and stuff. But I remember being, and I think I was in a little kid seat, and I was just put down on the bus in the
Mm.
front seat, and then my mom started driving the bus. That's my first memory. That she drove the bus for the church for a while or something like that. And I remember them just going, "Hey, you sit right there, yeah," and that's it. That's all I remember. But it's not really it's very vague. It used to
And
be
how
clearer when I
how
was a
old
kid.
were you?
I don't know, I think it was like one or two. I was very little.
Yeah.
But I remember being in diapers
Mm-hmm.
because I remember distinctly we were there cleaning the church because my parents were, my dad was a preacher, my mom, so we were cleaning the church after hours on a Wednesday or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I would fall down the stairs a lot. So I remember falling down the stairs. But then I this isn't the same time, I'm certain, but I had peed my pants. And so my mom was like, I thought you were finally out of diapers. And she put me in a diaper again. And I
And
remember
you're like,
walking
no.
and I was 17 years old. No, that's not. I don't know. I was probably 3 at that point because I was too old for diapers. But I don't know what happened. I don't know. But memories are weird. Like, how do you know that you remember something?
Yeah, how do you know you were actually there? How do you know this isn't all just a
Dream?
no.
Simulation.
Yes.
Ooh, like the programmers.
Like
They
the program.
program that
No,
memory.
like oh, what was that one movie with? I guess it's most movies when they're like,
Face off.
"You're actually a machine." No, not Face Off. You're actually a machine. You know these memories. Like, how do you know those memories? Because you're actually a machine.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
Anyway,
It could
uh,
be it. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
Because
they
I
get
was
hit
trying to
with the
think of one
arm.
specifically, but then I remembered that like there's a lot of them like that where it's like you those aren't actually your memories. Those are all just memories that we told you to remember because we put it in your brain hole.
Yeah, well, it's really easy even for a human to have a false memory, to
Right.
get something implanted in your brain that never happened, or to fixate. Like we always went to the park, and you went to the park like once, and there's a picture of it, so you think
Yeah.
about it all the time, or it's just a memory that stands out because it was something fun and interesting, whereas you don't remember being bored.
Or you don't even remember something and then it comes up and you're like I don't know if that's ever happened to you. I'm like driving and like some sound or like a
Hmm,
song comes on and I just remember something and I'm
sure.
like, "Oh, a new memory unlocked." Like
And
where
it's
did
weird
that
because it doesn't happen every time. But like I'm drinking a Diet Coke right now, and I remember the first time I drank a Diet Coke after so long. I remember distinctly my grandparents when they would come visit the hotel down in Florida. They would come visit us, and we'd swim in the pool, and they had Diet Cokes, and I remember drinking the Diet Cokes hanging out at the pool.
That's
So
pretty
yeah,
cool.
weird. Then, but I've lost the ability to smell. Not COVID related. I just can't breathe through my nose.
Mm.
But
Have you
that's
tried putting a COVID test up there?
I should just. I
Clear it out.
stick things up there all the time. I think that might be part of the problem.
Stop putting like Hot Wheels up there.
Yeah, no, those are like the wheels spin and it tickles. And they've got to be slick, like aerodynamic. Otherwise,
You gotta
they
be
don't
slick
stop.
like Rick.
Yeah, a slick Rick truck fits up there better than like
Slick
a
rig truck.
yes, a micro machine.
Micro machine.
Makes me talk faster when I have them up there. So what do you got for me?
Oh, well, I mean I had started it in my head and then I don't know what happened.
Okay. It didn't come out of your mouth.
Let's go with so I'm playing with this is like a scarf hat thing. It's a hat. Got like a hood, and then the hood goes into a scarf, so I can like wrap it around.
And you can turn it into a mask.
And then
Right
there,
over your mouth.
and then see now I'm warm, or I can just my face. Oh my gosh! Oh my elbow.
It's like a hijab kind of. I mispronounced that.
But it's just a hood. It's
But it
just
has ears and eyes.
oh,
and a nose.
it's a Jigglypuff.
Oh, is it Jigglypuff? I'm not a Pokemon kid. I
I just told you what it is, so
I
yes.
always thought it was Jigglypoof.
Well, you're wrong,
Okay.
but okay. It's not
Okay.
POOF or P umlaut. What's umlaut? What's the
Umlaut.
thing?
Umlaut. Yeah. Yeah. Umlaut. Yeah.
Umlaut. F. It's PUFF.
So the joke is, let me get a Pikachu. I want to see your Jigglypuff. Gotcha.
That's weird, but
It's
okay.
a weird joke, but that's the joke.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was about to say Lego friends, but online friends, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing
friends.
now.
With
I mean,
hat?
it's not just now. It's not very recent. It's like, it was. Isn't it weird that? And it's not weird, but it is weird. So, yeah. Listen. Okay. So, years ago.
Years and years.
But not too long ago. It's still a long time ago.
Months
there
ago.
was a time where it was weird if you're like, oh, my friend from blah blah blah. What was the joke that they use in a bunch of movies? It's my significant other from Canada.
Oh yeah, the girlfriend in Canada. I got a Canadian girlfriend. Yeah.
But it's not always a girlfriend. Sometimes it's a boyfriend.
Yeah, but the joke tends to be the Canadian girlfriend because usually guys are lying about having a girlfriend.
There's like a whole damn movie about these girls that make up a boyfriend and then he ends up being a real thing because he's a robot and he's a super soldier and but I'll link you the video of that later. Anyway.
It's made up.
That's a real Disney movie.
Oh, it's a Disney movie. Got it. So they wrote it. They wrote it and they were like, yeah,
but sorry. Did I say Disney movie? No, that's a real Lionsgate film.
Oh wow. That's even worse than
that would be hilarious. Also, I'm very sad that it took me that long to remember Lionsgate. Anyway, no, so years ago it was like, oh, you have a friend on the internet? That's weird. Whereas nowadays, majority of friends are internet friends.
Well, that's mainly because of quarantine.
Right? Before that, like.
Well, I mean, people that play online and stream and stuff, yeah.
Right, and that's what I mean. That like.
But that's still kind of weird in some circles. Let's face it.
Yeah, like
it's not the norm.
Circles, like if you're a big sports person and all your friends are internet and you do internet sports.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You can't really play basketball on the internet.
No, that's true. But I think And I'm not disparaging anybody, but I'm just saying that like people tend to still think that it takes less social skills to have friends on the internet than it does to make friends IRL. I think
I
it's
think
still
it's a lot less effort in the way physical effort, I would say. Mentally, you still got to be there for your friends,
sure.
emotionally. But as far as like, hey, we're gonna go to the mall. Do people even go to the mall anymore? I don't know. Let's
Nah,
go to the mall,
yeah,
and
they
then
do.
just to be like, I. Eh. Whereas online friends are not going to tell you to do that.
Well, I think the biggest difference, it is easier to make friends online because it's easier to find people with common interests online. Whereas you have to create a common interest most of the time in real life. Like if you live in a small town and there's 200 people at your high school and there is no internet, you have to forge friendships based on whatever oh, he likes to draw or
Yeah.
whatever. And maybe there's two kids at your school that you're friends with. Whereas now you could be like, oh, I love Jigglypuff scarves, and you can find a whole community of Jigglypuff scarf people.
What if the Jigglypuff scarf community follows ru.coms?
Oh, they do.
That
That's
would be
why. That's
oh,
why we're talking about it, right? I thought
that's
that
why
was
I
the
got
whole
this
point.
free in the mail. I didn't.
Oh, if
Wouldn't that be
only.
cool though? But no. Hey,
Sure. If only
Luffy's
the
back.
lasagna people listened to this podcast, I could
He's
get
not gonna come.
lasagnas in the mail.
So you mean like the Garfield fans?
Oh no, they would eat it. I want real lasagna. The Garfield fans scarf it up, except for on Mondays. They get lethargic.
Well, then you wouldn't be stuff. I don't know.
That wouldn't be stuff.
Yeah. I got distracted by this cat that's walking around the room.
Trying to
But
eat you. That cat will devour you.
no, he's so cute though.
Yeah, well, most cute things are the Jeffrey Dahmer was also very cute. Something a lot of people maybe don't know.
Go up there. Go. Go. Be up there. Be up.
He's standing on your face. He's going to eat you.
He wasn't on my face.
He was teabagging you.
He wasn't. He doesn't have any tea bags.
Well, he would have if he had them.
No. But yeah, I don't know. As far as internet friends, I've had quite a few, I would say. And I mean, lucky me, it's never ended badly. Oh, now
You've never been catfished.
I've never been catfished. I just realized that now. No, I have never been catfished. Have you?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm a man. Everybody's been catfished. If you're a
I
man.
have never been catfished. I literally just said that. I have never been catfished.
Yeah, you're legit gonna get like unsolicited pictures from real people, whereas I'm going to get unsolicited friend requests from fake people. That's generally how it works. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that it goes either way, but that's like my experience. I've never gotten unsolicited nudes.
I want to say that the reason I've never been catfished is because I've been pretty smart. I guess because I've been pretty smart. No, I've watched enough movies. That's what it is. Everyone out there watch a lot of movies
because of how I was dressed. Is that what you're saying?
Shut up. Ew. No, I'm saying that I've watched a lot of movies, so a lot of the times people will do something like they're like, I'm gonna do this thing, and they learn that from like a movie to do a certain I just like I was lisping right there for a second.
Yeah.
So they will pull certain moves that I'm like,
well, yeah, it can be obvious, but like, okay, so for example, here's one. This was somebody that ran for Congress here, and would have been the youngest congressperson in U.S. history, because they were younger and ran at the same time as AOC. So they would have been like a year or two. And they were also a bartender, very similar, except for that they were a conservative. And I thought they were really interesting because they were talking about a lot of some of the, I'm middle of the road, so I'm not going to agree with half of what any politician said. But the half that I agreed with, I was like, oh, yeah. And she comes from a retail background. Cool. So I was following her on social media. She didn't really have a huge campaign. Like she didn't get a bunch of super PAC money or whatever. She kind of did it all homegrown. So I still follow her on Instagram. And then I get a friend request and a message, hey, from this person. I'm like, okay, well, that would be an interesting person to like talk to. So I'm like, hey, if you ever want to talk about your campaign or whatever. And then they start hitting on me. And I was like, this is not that person at all. So I actually wrote to the real person and it disappeared. But I was like, why would you try to catfish somebody as somebody that ran for Congress? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, there was another instance though where this person had asked to borrow money. This was just another random person on Instagram that didn't exist. They were using somebody else's profile, basically. They just copied it, and I actually figured out who that person was and sent them an email to their regular home address. I did some real detective work, and I was like, "So, do you want me to call your grandmother? Her name is blah blah blah. She lives in this town. Tell her what you're doing."
Damn.
Yeah. You don't try to catfish me.
Right. I mean, yeah, I've gotten messages from people and I'm just like, I don't know, you don't talk to me. I had a story and then I wanted to hear what you had to say so that I totally forgot.
Oh.
What?
Okay. Was it about hats? Was it about online friends?
About catfishing.
Oh, about catfishing.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now I'm blanking on stuff. Oh, how about this? Do you remember your first internet friend, and are you still friends with them?
Oh, we're bringing it together now.
I mean,
No.
it
No,
gives you something to
oh
say.
yes. Yes, I do actually. I am still friends with her. When YouTube was a brand new thing, we did a show. I did a show on YouTube, a couple shows, and we had a couple of fans. And the community was so small on YouTube back then that you would do like reply videos and stuff like that. And you would kind of talk to one another. I'm sure that YouTubers still do this to some extent, but it was a much smaller world. And
Mhm.
we had two fans that we got interested in talking to. One was a stripper and porn star. I'm not still friends with her. She actually cleaned up her life because she was on drugs and a bunch of other stuff, and she cleaned up her life. And I actually, in real life, knew somebody that worked at a club with her. Interestingly enough, which is how I know that she's like gone legit. Gone legit. I don't know if that's the real way to say it, but she was troubled when she was 18, 19 years old, and now she's, married with kids. And so I thought that was great. And then the other one, our other big fan was just a really cool, nerdy, geeky girl in Texas. And I've met her a couple of times in real life. I've watched her survive breast cancer and get married, get divorced, get remarried, have a child. We're still friends on Facebook and stuff like that. She's great.
It's pretty great.
How about you?
My first internet friends are no longer my internet friends.
They died?
Ago.
You
I guess
killed them? You're the
No!
Craigslist killer?
Friends with them like a long time ago. Long time ago.
What did they do? Because I know how you work.
Well, so back in the day when I played a lot of WoW, I'm gonna say this is definitely one of my first internet friends. Oh no, I had a friend before that, but I'm gonna say the last internet friend. I guess maybe it was like the second or third internet friend that I had that I definitely talked to a bunch. I was friends with on WoW, and then when they learned that, well, turns out it was some guy. Blah blah blah. Not turns out. I
Mhm.
knew that it was a guy because whatever we talk on
Yeah.
starts with the V. Yeah.
You'd be like Leroy Jenkins,
Yeah.
and he'd be like, oh, not
When
again.
he
Yeah.
found out that I was dating a guy and the fact that we lived together, that's when he started like pushing his religious stuff on me. He's like, how could you live in sin like that and blah blah blah. I'm like, whoa, block.
And you were playing Horde, correct?
Yes.
You should have turned it around and been like, don't you feel guilty for playing the Horde? You're a demon. Jesus would cry if he knew what kind of character you
Wait a minute.
created.
Actually, no, hold on. At that time when I was friends with him, like, because I had a lot of characters, so I could have easily been an alliance because the guy I was dating at the time, he was an alliance member, and it may have been I was playing on his server.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't know.
we don't allow
Another
sinners
friend,
on this server.
right? Another friend, I actually reconnected years later. But excuse me. But then we lost touch as well again. Yeah, he found me through my YouTube, and he was
Hmm.
like, "Hey, you, blah blah blah," messaged me, and I was like, "Hey, I haven't talked to you in like maybe 10 years." um and then and then another friend. I had a lot of internet friends actually. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Mhm.
Another internet friend that I had. I got a new phone, and I had lost the other phone that had her number, so then I wasn't able to talk to her because I'd gotten a new number too. Oh, I think I just said that. And so then we never spoke again, and I was like, sad time.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds sad.
Yeah,
You know,
because she was on MySpace and then she had to get off of MySpace, so we couldn't even talk on MySpace anymore. But she had given me her number so that we could still text, and then and we had also talked too, so it wasn't just like I was texting to a random person. So I know it was her, but yeah. Anyway,
it's actually
so
really hard
no,
to lose touch with people nowadays. I
what?
think it's harder to lose touch with people nowadays because people stay active on like Facebook or whatever. Not to
Hmm.
as much, but you know, it's weird when somebody doesn't have an online presence. You're always like,
Right.
are they okay?
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird. This is funny actually. This reminds me. I used to, when I worked at GameStop, these kids would prank call GameStop on Friday nights, and they would do it as online friends. They would do it
Right.
in a chat room. One person
Yeah.
would take the call. Sometimes they got. I don't think it was the same group, but there was a lazy group that would just do like the sound bar things, the sound
Hmm.
boxes, and those were dumb. But I had I had a history of prank calls when I was younger, and so I thought it was hilarious that these kids would prank call and I would outdo them. I made it my mission every time that they would call, I would step into the back room and I would always turn it around on them. And so they thought I was hilarious. And eventually they would just call to talk to me. And I'm
Wow.
still friends with some of them on Facebook, which is
Oh my
hilarious because they're
gosh.
all like, men now
Yeah,
with families. But it was yeah, that was a trip. That was a trip.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, a trip down memory lane.
Well, I think we had a good trip down memory lane today.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably time to wrap it all up.
So tell
Um,
us in the comments your earliest memories, your social security number, your PIN. Don't do
right.
that one.
Like I thought some people that were because we had live up today, I was thinking some people would speak up and say something if they had memories. I guess I never, specifically asked a question to the live members, but we'll probably do lives whenever we record. Yeah. So
TikTok live.
it's on the TikToks. I don't know. I don't know. I'll set something up so all y'all know about it.
What's that
And
TikTok again?
I don't remember. But ru.coms, look us up on the TikToks, and our account is on there. I'll have to figure this thing out. But yeah, ru.coms, check us out. And Sheepdog and Potato are out.
Oh.